winning out the knife round was Movistar Riders. They're going to be starting out on the CT side. An early B stack coming out from Movistar. This might be the call, given the early positions of GODSENT.
Just a bit of a delay, but coming down through the underpass. Yeah, Alex, he kind of recognized there is a chance that maybe someone could try and go a little bit quick there, but it's just Taco clearing it out. So they get some mid-control on the side of GODSENT. Alex back to take a peek in, but yeah, they're gonna know now. Smoke, I don't know if they're really gonna stop them in a pistol round. Usually smokes. Yeah, they're gonna try and see if they get bust through, and it makes a lot of sense. Dumau will take down Davy, and it's a big opening. First kill on Mirage goes to GODSENT, but
they peel back.
Return. Yeah, they do, and Death is the only one here at CT spawn. He's gonna have a hard time holding it on his own, maybe get a kill, and that would be really nice for the retake, but he can't actually stop the bomb plant.
The positions of GODSENT are so powerful at present. There is a fight going on towards middle. Latto versus Mopaz. That's the kit down, actually a catwalk. This becomes exponentially harder now, especially with Taco's position. Back default, takes down Deaths, clotheslines him, and he swings for more. Taco leading by example to put the first round on the board for GODSENT.
Those are some very, very crisp kills. What a name.
You just gotta love when Taco's feeling himself. You see that smile? You see that nod?
Yeah.
He's liking it.
Really good stuff. And that kit dropping on the other side, I mean, it puts so much pressure, right? All of a sudden, they really have to move pretty quickly if they want a shot. But this is incredible work. They get fired up now. GODSENT with the opening round. And Movistar actually answering back with Deagle, C-set 75, a scout, and a 5-7. So could still be a pretty impactful round here for the Spanish side if they're able to do some damage early on. Normally that's how it works with these kind of buys. You need to do the damage pretty much right off the bat. And oh man, there's a lot of pressure being applied already.
That's a solid molly. We're going to see a standard A exec off the back of that. There still is that player underneath balcony in Deaths. In fact, there's quite a few Movistar players across this A site, but they're being cleaned up. Henny takes down the first. Now they're trying to scale on forward. There's a bit of a gap in this smoke towards the back end, but will an opportunity present itself is the question. Alex, he's creating an opportunity. He pushes on, but he's quickly stopped by Dumau. Davy G takes down one, but now this becomes an impossible retake. Mopaz might find a flank timing here. In fact, takes down Latto. With no kit, the time ticks down very quickly.
It's looking incredibly unlikely, but they were so close though. You're right, they had a lot of people here to begin with. They could have made a lot more out of this. Not gonna happen now. Henny will take down Davy G, and Mopaz, yeah, that AK is suddenly way more worth it to save, and he's gonna try and see if he can do that. Although Henny is pretty close behind him. Some jumping going on there. Mopaz not able to run further away than this, and Henny, yeah, doesn't want to risk it either. He's gonna stick around, but that could have been a much more scary round for GODSENT if they weren't able to trade some of those early kills right away. I agree. It looked like Alex was in a really good position coming out of that smoke when it was fading. It looked like he could have done a lot there.
Yeah, this is a really simple anti-eco sort of call for GODSENT. I think a lot of teams, when they have a shortened playbook, one that hasn't been fully developed, they're going to go for something like that. And you can see why. It just cuts off the angles. It's pretty much the exec that every single player in CSGO knows. Just A exec. And if GODSENT is going to keep things simple, the question becomes later in the half, how many layers do they have to their strategies, and is the simple approach going to be enough?
Just one AK on the map for the CT side. Taco found it, but probably not in the way that he wanted to. A shot from Davy G. Barton was actually flashed, I think, and could have gone down right then and there. It could have been a bit of a nightmare if you'd have got a second kill. Still a 4-on-3. AK hanging around too. Ooh, nice returns coming out right now. It is a 2-on-2. That's some long range for the MAC-10. Barton doing all the work in this round to try and get them back. Again, a close affair there for GODSENT, but they're able to make it through. Probably not with a lot of confidence, but on the other side, man, they win 3 rounds in a row. I mean, you could also just say, okay, it's a little bit labored, but they get the job done.
This became a little bit scary, especially when Taco died at Catwalk, but other than that, it's nice to see that the individuals of GODSENT are able to pick up the pieces and make a situation that's getting a little bit hectic more under control than, say, a less experienced player would show. Okay. Early mid-take coming out for GODSENT. GODSENT are playing with some quick pace so far. See if that changes throughout the half, but it's getting Taco once again Some deep position towards Catwalk, and damage. Did he spot that?
I don't think he did, but it must have been close. You walk back out. He's in such an incredible position to punish Damage though. I mean, if he'd stuck around, the timing could have been there for it. Taco going down though. Bit of an unfortunate scenario. That was down towards Connector, bottom of Connector and middle. Damage, he's gonna get dinked a little bit, maybe through the wall there. Down to 29 health. Backup is being called in for Alex. Has started to show up. If they could defend this, that kill is so important, yeah. Mopaz, he's so comfortable sticking around when his teammates inside of the B-bomb side win their fights. He's like, I don't even have to move. So this is a bit of a lockdown, and it's got to be a great feeling on the side of Movistar, given the fact that they got pretty close in some of these last rounds and lost them anyway, which is the whole story of the second half on Ancient. So they're probably really excited to just start to win some rounds here.
Yeah, this looks to be a clean finish. They might even keep all 5 alive unless Henny has something to say about it. Almost with the quick scope, but not quite. And there we go, flawless round from Movistar. First gun round. They pick up where they left off, and that's got to feel pretty good. You can't let GODSENT run what was essentially the same strategy 2 rounds in a row and get away with it. That is feels like some shortcuts being taken by GODSENT in terms of the calling right now.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. And maybe, like you said, also, we don't know about the depth of this map for them, so it'll be interesting to see. They are out of money already. This WP on Henny, but obviously not much else.
This is looking really similar again. It's dumau instead of Taco towards middle, but this is almost the same strategy 3 rounds in a row.
Charging through the smoke. Mac 10, admittedly. I mean, it's a good weapon designed for that kind of a fight, but you really need the opening kill, or you're not going to be able to pave the way for the rest of the team right behind. 3 versus 5 now. Good, solid defense from David. And what is even the goal now? 5 versus 3 like this? You've got a lot of time, but Movistar aren't really moving. They're not going aggressive anywhere on the map. You're going to have a hard time finding kills to get back into this round.
Might just be trying to save the op for the next one, but you don't want to save these pistols. You'd probably rather have the loss bonus.
Yeah.
So a window smoke coming out late, so we will be seeing a late mid-aggress. 50 seconds leaves you not too much time to work with, honestly. With this kind of setup, you really have to go pretty quick, and that one bottom con smoke makes things incredibly awkward for GODSENT, because they're going to be pushing onto a site with less than 30 seconds remaining.
And they get caught in the middle of it. Alex, and now even saving the AWP is not going to be an option. Another flawless round coming out from the Spanish side. So things are looking really smooth at the moment. Quick way to get back in after losing the pistol, and obviously there was a force-up in that round. So now it's going to be a round where GODSENT have even less. Tricky start right now. And mostly testing, like we've been talking about, that B-type execute.
Yeah, it's just been those light mid fakes into B pops, and that's suddenly, I mean, it worked once. It worked one out of 3 times. Okay, we've got the mid site smoke. We got a flash above Palace coming in just a second. This usually segments the site. Goal is usually to take CT spawn and to get a plant, but it doesn't look like anything is going to happen with this strategy, as once again, another flawless round comes out.
It could be so rich. I mean, I think that's actually fair enough. Sometimes when you do these kind of executes, I suppose you make a bit of an assumption about what the CT setup might be. And if one of those assumptions, like the fact that there might be no one in shadow, if that's wrong and someone is, and you don't have the Molotovs, then this will probably happen a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You can see they're not even looking for it. They're like, let's pretend, and if we're right, then it's pretty much all right. We can get the bomb down and probably fight for it a little bit. But yeah, they got wiped out on that one. There's really some quick rounds that are happening right now. Tied up 3-3 as we move into the 7th round. Sanpeas flashed longer than even I think I was expecting there, and wasn't able to get the kill anyway once he had his vision back. So good mid-control for GODSENT.
This is already developing nicer than any of the GODSENT rounds have in terms of map control. But we'll see if they're able to convert. Oh, a missed top con smoke, but there's no punish coming out from Movistar. You can already see some of the holes in the GODSENT game right now for this map. But Taco takes down one. That might be an entry into the site, but Deaths still remains in shadow. Alex and Sandwich, are they going to overlook this? This is going to work out in his favor to find one. 1-on-2 for Taco now, and both CTs are coming from spawn.
He's going to have such a hard time. He's holding it down, not faking it all, and Mopas just walking up behind him to double for him, and a good round for Movistar. And again, the 3 rounds that they just had where they lost nobody, the fact that they suddenly have a bit more casualties here, they're going to be all right with it. Gotta say, this is a good example. Alex, who was in Sandwich like that, the difference between him just getting cornered and killed and getting that 1 kill is so huge for his team, right? Because if he just dies, it's a completely different round and a good chance for GODSENT to win it all of a sudden, so.
Timeout being taken by GODSENT, and they've got to be discussing the fact that these plays are just coming out so fast. They're not really bleeding the clock out when they have maybe the time, the resources to do so. Having plays come out this quickly is going to just have Movistar in a groove. They're going to know what sort of defenses they need to set up with, how much time they can be afforded in rounds, and could see a pace change come out or could just be going over a new strategy. It's just up for grabs in terms of what does GODSENT have prepared, given that this lineup is so new in terms of incorporating Henny.
And there's a lot of stuff to try. You know, if they could get the mid control like they did in the previous round here, boosting people into the window. I mean, there's a lot to be played around with if you have a little bit of confidence in doing that, right? So we'll see. This time setting up outside of the A-bomb side once again. Good timing if they hit it really early, but the grenades from the CT side are holding them back just a bit. But you could see if they'd hit it right about now, there would have been 1 jungle window, 1 connector. Both those people would have been smoked off, and probably Deaths would have been alone. So flashing their way through. I like that timing. Barton getting the opening, and the follow-up is even more impressive. Dumau, straight headshot to bring down Sanpeus. That is wonderful.
This affords an opening for GODSENT, but how are they going to scale? They have a smoke. That went top con. Looks like another's going deep jungle. Alex wants to push on forward. He's created a little bit of a pocket for himself to work with. This can isolate some duels for himself, but he's only able to get the 1. There's a quick flank coming in from Opaz, so Davy, he has to activate this. He has to stay alive, or at least draw some attention so that this could come into play. Although, Henny's already posted up on the angle.
Yep. Had a really good idea of it. Wow, yeah, it looked like Alex even did change his crosshair to that smoke position. He was kind of ready for it, but couldn't really find the angle. Bit of a shame. It would have been fun to see how that would have played out. But from GODSENT's point of view, I like it. I mean, even they might have only walked through that smoke or flashed away through that smoke like 3 seconds before it faded anyway. But it's enough, right? It's enough of a difference to catch the defense just a little bit off guard.
Right.
Now they're out hunting. And oh,
nice catch.
not bad. Think about what a difference, again, just to bring it back to the 3 rounds that they had everyone stay alive in. For Movistar, that's...
Oh, absolutely.
It's a huge basis for why they can stay competitive in this upcoming round.
They had some disposable income in those rounds that they accrued. They did an excellent job with their fiduciary duties. Just keeping everything intact.
Ninth round.
Wow, looks like they are almost just running the same strat that they ran last round.
Oh, Taco's already made it past. I don't think so. His nose.
Oh, that's free. Yep.
And he probably hears the scope on the other side. He's like, oh, okay.
They might not suspect Deaths. This might be a great angle, and the flashes to support him find him 1. Now, the cavalry has arrived, but GODSENT recognize that. They don't charge headfirst into that. They back on up. They might try to explore other avenues into this round. Dumau is making his way towards middle. Taco finds a window in the palace to throw the op away. But yeah, GODSENT, they're just going to let the defense thin out for Movistar.
They have the time for it. And we were raising some questions earlier about the kind of pace that was behind GODSENT, how quick they were to just go and attack. And this is going to be a different kind of feel for Movistar. So we'll see how they deal with it. Can be really frustrating on the CT side when you have to wait and wait and wait for a long, long time. Damage is holding really far back in B. Mopaz is able to swing in from Catwalk if need be. So it could be that between the two of them, they could do a little bit of a good job there. He also has a Molotov that He's actually, yeah, just throwing out now. So that'll slow things down at 35 seconds. That's a pretty annoying Molotov.
But it's not going to impede them in the waning moments of this round. That's a solid nade to take Taco down. But daviG, he has to come up with quite a few frags on his own unless Mopaz comes back to help him out. And he does just that. Good counter flash, good nades. This is looking like a very solid setup for Movistar Riders. GODSENT, they rerouted in this one, but they weren't able to come up with anything. dumau now jumps onto the site, and daviG takes him down. Very well put together from the two B defenders.
Yeah, there was a lot happening right there. Some of those rounds, if you replay those again, and instead of giving daviG the opening kill in that defense, if it goes the other way and he goes down, it's just the whole round is so different. But can't obviously do that. He was moving around a lot, daviG as well, which was really fun to see. It's obviously one of the cool features of the B-bomb. So it's very tricky if you're on the T side and you get a call from a teammate saying he's on this side, but then when you peek to look for him, actually he's stuck around some of all those pillars. Could be hard to keep track of. Now we got more MAC-10s. They've tried this once before, and they didn't really make it through the smoke, but that is a beautiful opening, and he almost could have had him. Almost jumping right over the spray, but a good double kill from daviG will cool things down once again. He is a rock in that B-bomb side at the moment.
That was a great entry coming out, but surprisingly a disconnected approach from GODSENT. The final two players in dumau and Henny really taking their time with this. Bomb's already on the site. I think a lot of teams would consider saving at this point, but they're still going to test their luck, see if they are gifted anything. But Movistar have been doing a good job of not letting these sort of leads slip. Generally quite thorough with their approach, and can't imagine that's going to change in this round.
And also at a point where the funds were starting to run out a little bit on the Movistar side, so it's now they're gonna get a little bit back up there. From GODSENT's point of view, that is super annoying. Very likely going to be 6-4 here. dumau trying to find any opening that he can at all, but the further he goes that way, the more he's going to be exposed towards that little stand up there for daviG. He's just a second away from doing it. All right. Gets down to the low ground instead. And it's going to be Alex to find the kill. So pretty good closing of that round on the CT side. And no bomb plant, and maybe not quite enough money for GODSENT to make this a really cool round. This opening is great.
Yeah. Huge entry coming out from Barton, just not the follow-up that they needed. The personnel were very split up for GODSENT in that round, and that's a little bit shocking because they've usually been so on top of each other in these sort of hits. If they had kind of done what they sort of were showing in the first handful of rounds and stuck together, there's a case that they could have maybe even won that. But it's like they're trying to add depth on the fly to some of these plays. Just add another wrinkle in their approach.
Oof. One deagle bullet, not connecting. But I mean, in spite of everything, right? It's 6-4. I think it's not so bad, right? For GODSENT. The money is a bit of a worry. And Henny and latto being at respectively 1 and 2 kills could also become a problem eventually. But otherwise, if they can keep this a similar ratio towards the end of the map here, I mean, it's not going to be that bad. But if Movistar go on a bit of a run here and close it out, that's an issue. Mopaz moving forward, daviG coming in with a bit of a flank, catching them there, and yeah, he knows. Trying to look for the kill, and they don't have the firepower to really answer back with either, so we've already had a couple of flawless rounds. It could be another one here, and it will be 4 so far in the half. That's unusual. That's so much money.
Yeah, this has been looking pretty solid for Movistar. GODSENT's playbook has shown to find some mixed results in terms of the fact that they have put 4 on the board, sure, but a lot of that is off the back of the pistol round and the subsequent ones. I would love to see GODSENT just try to run a default, try to see if Henny can find a pick. There's a lot of skill on this GODSENT roster, and sometimes just letting players work on their own can prove fruitful, especially on a map like Mirage, where if you just win duels across the map, you're in a very good position.
Some of that is a little bit what worked for them even on Ancient, having Taco walk up into the B-bomb side on the T side and just find an opening. That kind of stuff can get you a long way, you're right. dumau Goes down early on. Maybe even could have won that fight. He kind of had the right idea. Bit of an awkward moment. And now it's a 4-on-5. Taco definitely in a powerful position playing around in that ladder room. A lot could be done from here.
I can't say I dislike where GODSENT is right now. The fact that they have ladder control with Taco is not a bad space to be in. The only thing you'd obviously want is one of your players back, but that was a pivotal fight. If he was able to win that,
yeah,
entire makeup of the round could have changed, but Movistar will hold on to the advantage.
Even more so as Henny goes down. That was Alex getting the headshot there. He was trying to see if he could make his way through and join the rest of the team to pinch that B-bomb side. Damage. Oh, that's a bit awkward. Probably a little bit of a mistake in ducking. I don't think he necessarily wanted to do that. How much of a mistake? Well, we're about to find out if they end up losing the round behind it. latto in a 1 versus 3, though. A bit of a wallbang shot to take down his teammate. Nice swing. All right. A couple of more of those, and maybe a chance for GODSENT. This would be a miracle if they could pick up this round. But they've been struggling a little bit. He goes back for more, and Alex is there. Low on health, but that was his... He's 17-5, Alex.
He's playing exceptionally well. He's finding so much impact with his kills. And yeah, the 4-piece there for Alex is going to do GODSENT in. That was a round where it really felt like GODSENT had sort of the makeup in terms of where the positions were to convert something, but losing a couple key duels on those sort of mid-pincher players just worked against them. And Movistar, you can see that this team is, even though they don't really play too much Mirage, they still can control situations rather well. They aren't letting GODSENT's sort of erratic nature in terms of their positioning get the better of them.
Eight to 4. It's a pretty good lead right now. 13th round. Nice nades in the middle. Some pairs getting shut down a bit. He hasn't had the most impact with the AWP, which for any number of reasons is not that unusual, I feel like, for AWPing CT side Mirage. A lot of players that pick up the AWP normally kind of tend to shy away from it on this map and don't really enjoy it nearly as much.
It's every piece of utility is designated on the T-side to stop an AWP from getting kills. And people have gotten so good at it over the years.
Yeah. It's a little bit miserable. Okay, but again, they have that ladder room, which you can build an entire round behind that. Taco going down just as the smoke fades. That is unfortunate. And now, I don't know, they're in the middle. Henny's going to be going down. Mopas with the kill. It's kind of falling apart. They have some control here, but they're getting picked apart before they can actually put those pieces into play.
There was some semblance of mid-control, but wow, latto, that is a nice shot. He was not aiming there. That was a great flick, but not sure if it's going to be enough.
Look at the time.
Yeah, exactly. 30 seconds left, and GODSENT, they're already considering the save. They know the bomb's there. This is just, it's just so awkward. 20 seconds, you have to just full send it at this point. I can't see a good reason to go for this.
Probably not, right? It doesn't feel doable on any level. 12 seconds, you're right, it has to be essentially perfect getting into the bomb site even. latto getting a kill there on damage, but 5 seconds left, and they just can't control the round. It's a real shame because they do get a couple of kills, but it will be 9 on the board. The Spanish side is looking increasingly strong right now. 9 to 4 is a really, really good first half so far. And it's looking to get even better. No bomb plant either.
Near B anchor and daviG has 14 kills. It feels like that part of the map is probably locked down. And these timings on these re-aggresses from Movistar in terms of retaking middle or just finding out, they're almost just info peaks, and yet they're netting kills for them. That's gotta say something about maybe a little bit about GODSENT and how they're holding angles or maybe not knowing their own nade timings. But also for Movistar's sake, some of these players are just performing incredibly well.
Nice find for Taco. Could provide an opening. Alex playing sandwich. Gonna get the kill there. Alex trying to do more work. You could tell how crispy he is with that aim, but 3 people is too much, and Henny with the follow it up. Nicely done. Galil in hand, able to take down some players, and daviG 1 versus 3 instead now. And I've got to say, I feel like he's having almost the inverse experience of what a normal B player is having davidg. Like, normally this is what happens, right? You're bored for most of the map, and then eventually you have to try and retake the A-bomb site, you know, basically 2-on-4 or 2 vs 3 or something like that.
Yep.
So this is more of a classic example. He's been having a good time over on the other side. Will eventually go down here, and it will give GODSENT another round, 5 on the board. Probably, I think, a really important round for them to win right here.
Despite how dire this half has looked for GODSENT, if they're able to come away with this with 6, the player quality is high enough that they could put together a very strong CT side for themselves. So they are not out of this game by any means, and this is going to be a really big round in terms of momentum going into the second half. 10-5 or 9-6. Oh, looks like Mopaz may have missed the jump there, but either way, he's happy to just spam through the smoke alongside his teammate. Now GODSENT, they're exercising their options in terms of timings now. They aren't just going head first into a play. They've slowed things down from the initial 6 or 7 rounds of this half, and they're going to see if Movistar give them anything for free.
They've been very much the same stuff out of Movistar so far. There's one round where Sun is up in the A Palace with the AWP. Been a couple of rounds with Des has been playing forward on the A ramp, but otherwise we haven't seen those. Actually, they're doing it now. Mopaz, but otherwise they haven't been doing much of this stuff where you're sort of pushing top mid. This is maybe one of the first rounds, and they were even doing it way late. Normally, it's something you do right off the bat, and you stay and you hold it for 20 seconds, and then you say, all right, never mind. So interesting. Might be really hard to read for GODSENT if you're coming back in here now, thinking why would they be here in this position still at sub 50 seconds.
It's tough to go for a mid-take this late in the round, and they're only sending dumau out. He will be taken down by Mopaz. That puts a lot of responsibility on davidg's shoulders. He's been good for it so far, and once again, he comes up. 3 kills from davidg, putting a stop to all of this push from GODSENT. Henny tries to find something, but he's only able to get the one.
Wow, that is impressive. 10-5 in the first half, Movistar. That's a pretty good setup to see if they can maybe actually bring them down and win this best of 3. We'll see if they can in the second half after this. Final map in this best of 3 between Movistar and GODSENT. We are on Mirage, and it's a pretty sizable lead right now for the Spanish side of things. Feels like it's going to be enough. GODSENT just didn't feel quite as powerful on this particular map, at least so far.
Some of their plays felt a little bit one-dimensional, but they started developing their playbook as the game went on. Hopefully, they can keep building upon themselves and show us a really good defensive side. And I think that the player quality has been highlighted by the desk. It should be there for them to come up.
Some people believe the whole world now is built of one-dimensional strings, so it's possible that GODSENT are trying to be at one with the universe like that. Or they just don't know how to play Mirage. That's the other possibility, of course.
Singularity or lack of map knowledge.
Exactly. It's a nice, strong stack in his A-bomb site. Should be enough for the defense, especially with headshots like that. Strong start for dumau. Barton is there to follow it up. They're trading favorably right now. And I bet right now Movistar thinking, damn, why did they have to have 4 people in the A-bomb site, making it real hard to win this one. Alex on his own, though. He has been the star for the team. And maybe he could find a way out. 1 versus 2. No, latto is going to take him down. Not even with a headshot, but the USP will get the job done. And GODSENT, that's an important pistol round to win right there.
You got to love that when you're an IGL and you call for the 4-man stack. And that's exactly what the offense runs into.
Yeah.
Not too bad from latto, though. SPAC triple position is simply so powerful with a USP, and he makes it work. GODSENT, that's going to help propel them to try to even things up. Still some distance between themselves and Movistar riders, but looks like they'll be gifted another freebie here, as it is 5 Glocks. Not a single flash, not a single upgrade. Movistar, they're almost just giving this round up.
Yeah, you'd be so happy to get a bomb flight in this round. It's not even close.
It was so disconnected, too.
It hit no bullets. Nothing that they fired out of a pistol in that round connected with any enemy players at all.
0 ADR.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right, just move on to the next. That's what Movistar said. Can't blame them. This second buy, especially on a map like Mirage, can just be so powerful. Just AK, smoke, flash. That's sometimes all you need. And a few players come up with a little bit more too.
Well, think about if you're cruising up out of the A ramp on the T side and you're fighting someone towards CT spawn and they have a FAMAS and you have that AK, it's like, yeah, I'm taking that fight. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a 70-30. Well, Movistar, they allow GODSENT to burn some of their utility early on in this one. You can see that GODSENT, they're just playing with a slightly quicker pace, and Movistar almost seemingly know that, are ready to take mid probably within the next 10 seconds or so. This timing is simply better than what GODSENT was doing. GODSENT was taking mid a lot of the time past the 50-second mark in these late takes, and Movistar are doing it with 110. Just gives them so much more room to work with, but dumau, nice boost, does find the man advantage.
The perfect timing for it. They were sort of shuffling around a little bit with that boost. But I just to follow up on that, obviously if you get that mid control with sub 50 seconds, there's not many fakes you can run behind it. You can't really signal much because they're gonna know kind of what's happening a little bit after that. 4 on 5 though, GODSENT. And they have latto in the middle. He's probably starting to feel like there's not really much noise here. Like, it doesn't feel like anyone's actually showing up middle. They can keep that 3-man defense at the A-bomb site. This is looking like such a solid defense right now for GODSENT. Early on in the top, at least.
Oh, what an entry.
No way. He shot him right through the smoke. That is a little bit unfair, it feels like. dumau up on the box, and he can't really move behind that. With a good headshot for damage and a long-range spray from Mopaz, and they do open up the bomb site. latto and latto, they are right next to it, though. And the bomb will be planted with just about 10 seconds left. It's still a 2-on-3, though. And how do you get back here? FAMAS, MP9, they have a smoke and a kit as well on, so maybe if you find a kill now, you definitely should try for it. Get a smoke on top of that bomb and try and see if you can just get the defuse in time. Taco, he's looking for anyone that he can find right now. He's not really being treated to any free information either. And that bomb is slowly ticking away. He's going to get shot from the high ground. Incredible timing. But let's see. There is a kit on latto. He fakes it out a single time. All right. Hard to say what is the right move there, but Movistar will barely make it through the round.
That was an essential peek for Mopaz in the post plant there to take down Taco as he's charging forward towards his teammate at Tetris. His teammate at Tetris was in red in terms of HP, and if Taco's jumping around that corner with an MP9, he's almost surely going to win that fight. So Mopaz actually really saved his teammate's life right there and probably secured the round on top of that. That is very nice from him. But you could see that the multi-layered sort of structure from that round from Movistar, just so much more depth in terms of what they were able to put on the table in the first gun round versus how GODSENT were just going for these very flat approaches, the B-pop, the A-pop, like a late mid that almost becomes incredibly obvious for where it's going. Movistar have shown just a little bit more depth on this map thus far, and it has paid off in terms of, I mean, they have the round lead.
Yeah. Started to pick it up and also not letting them go on a crazy round win with a lot of weapons that kind of happened in the first half, right? At least doing the damage and making sure they can punish them a little bit more. 11-7 and moving into the 19th round. It's looking real shoddy on the GODSENT side in terms of the equipment. It's not too impressive.
Fast boost into ladder. latto, oh, it just takes the, oh, wow. Is that a bit of a team flash there? It didn't look too pretty for him. Either way, davig finds the 5v4 and a little bit of a disconnect. Wow, that's a read. That's just a read. That deep bottom connector smoke frequently is pushed like that, and Sunpayas finds the perfect timing to take down dumau. This is a slightly stronger mid-hold coming out from Movistar. You can see the experience on these players.
It's it definitely was a bit of a team flash for latto coming out, and they obviously intended that to go the other way. Like, he gets flashed in, pushes out, gets someone who's blind on the T side, just blows right up. So that's hard to deal with. That's 2 attempts at aggression in the middle that both get completely knocked down. And Alex is back at it with even more kills. He's got 20 right now, the 9 deaths, so he's doing a lot of work. Him and damage both. That's a very clean round.
It feels like Movistar are very much so in control of this game now. The money's not too pretty for GODSENT either, but in terms of their approach, it was simply more, there was more cohesion, and in terms of the read of the situation, it was definitely in Movistar's favor. That's really nice from Sunpius. That's not something he gets to do all the time either. He's usually wielding the op at top mid, but this time around he gets to make use of the 30 bullets of the AK.
Taser picked up on dumau. Do you have strong feelings about the Taser, Mao? Is that...
No, I simply don't have strong feelings about the Taser. I think it's just incredibly situational. I've seen it actually do incredibly well, especially in certain cases like Apartments of Inferno, at the bottom of B ramp at Train. There's certain moments where it can just clog up an entire lane. Oh, Davy.
That wasn't one of the moments.
No, yeah.
Oh, man. Fair enough.
Do you have strong feelings about it?
Yeah, because I've been trying for half a decade to get the professional Counter-Strike environment to do run-boosted tasers. And I really think that's like the next evolution of playing with the taser.
It's like a... Yeah, you use the extra move speed and fly at them with a...
Fly through the smoke, like set up a smoke, like run boost through it, and then also think of the psychological damage if you're on the receiving end. You're like, no.
It's like for anybody that played TF2 in the demo knight, the demo man, when he equipped the sword and shield as a thing, just charge at them. Yeah.
So I think it can happen, but it's taken a while. I've been doing this, you know, a little bit of groundwork for it.
I'm sure people are workshopping it right now. Zonic is literally thinking, where can I make this work?
If you won the major that way, like, you know, you make history is what I'm saying, so.
Yeah.
13-7 right now. It's a 6-round gap that is building. And GODSENT just, never mind the actual numbers, just on the eye test here, they look a little bit lost right now on the GODSENT side of things. But they have money finally. They can buy real weapons. That's great.
Yeah, we do see Henny on the op, and he's able to find an opening pick. Looks like he was boosted towards the B apartments early on, and because Movistar lost that position towards B, they are consolidating their effort towards the A site. Mopaz looking for that Palace lurk. So frequently has to be the bailout player for Movistar in rounds like this, but it looks like there's just not going to be enough. Okay, there is an opportunity there. He takes down one. It's just Barton on the site, but Alex can't win the duel. That would have been it. That would have been a huge opportunity, but GODSENT, they're able to stabilize.
Would have been backbreaking if they would have actually lost that, but you're right, there was a definite opportunity there. 13-8. Finally, a step in the right direction. A very nice flick from Henny. Need a lot more of that. And I mean, obviously, I think it's a huge luxury if you have a confident AWPer that can play that B bomb site, because it can be really hard to break through there without losing 1 or 2 players in transition getting onto the site. So I appreciate that. They're moving him around a fair bit now. We'll see what they're going to be, what kind of solutions they're going to be finding here on the T side now.
That deep smoke is making Movistar rethink just about everything in their lives. A couple players backed off from the B apartments, but they do have a little bit of space towards top mid. They can make something of that. Deaths is on a little bit of a mission, trying to find some sort of default entry.
Ooh, patience. Taco is here. Yep, there's the jump. Now, if he would have jumped up onto the barrel back there, could have been a very, very different outcome. Now he's going to be cheeky and try and do it.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty bold.
Yes, that is very bold. Okay. A lot of moving parts right now in this Movistar offense. Davy G is making his way into ladder, but there is In fact, an A ramp play going on with the bomb, but daviG catches off Taco. Because of the boost, he knows there's a second player there right now, and he's just locking that player in as the main hit goes on towards A. 30 seconds remain, though.
dumau and Barton, they're going to be the only defense here. They basically each have to come up with at least a couple of kills to make this work, or their teammates won't even really get close to doing the retake. 20 seconds, daviG with another good headshot. It's all down to Barton and Sandwich. 15 seconds, he could still do it. The lineup is almost there for a brick triple. He could have had it, and that would have won the round. 9 seconds now, and Henny, he can't stick around. The bomb will be planted. My God, that was close. If he would have found a third one there, I think that is the round one.
Yeah, and with how sharp Barton's playing, it feels completely possible. Oh, and Henny, he doesn't completely clear the angle out. That's the op loss. There's not enough money for an AWP for the next round of GODSENT. It was essential to keep that gun alive. But now Movistar, they have total control over this game. It's in the palm of their hands.
Yeah, they've paved the way for themselves right now.
That was such a great lurk towards middle. Both players that were middle for Movistar did exceptionally well there. daviG and Alex.
Yeah.
But from connector and ladder room. That was just textbook ways to lurk.
It even, I think, makes sense that GODSENT would go back for that boost because of the risk that Taco took in jumping up and clearing that B hallway. He's like, they're probably not going B because they actually fell back. Let me go back and let's and they also kept that 3-man defense. But then once they lost Taco over towards Cowhawk, they had to give it up and then they could hit that A-bomb site. So super unfortunate timing on everything really that round for GODSENT. I actually think what they did made a lot of sense. Just didn't win the early fights that they needed there.
Oh, spotted a shoulder there. That's a good flash. Nice shot from latto. And dumau, can't quite finish off the kill on daviG. But the bomb is actually in Palace right now, and it is looking to still pressure this A site. Deaths does get a kill from the ramp. The player towards mid and daviG is just being a complete nuisance right now, and he's hightailing it out of there. This is a free bomb site for the taking. Bomb will be planted, and now daviG is just a wild card in this round. He's running all the way towards B as there's a fight going on the bomb site. The bomb planter is being highly pressured. In fact, dumau takes him down.
What a way to go. Death's just trying to stay alive, but he couldn't. Sun Payer's up there. With an AWP, there's a very awkward position to be in if he has to swing wide to try and stop a defuse at some point. Oh, look at the timing. Oh, they almost catch him. He should have died half an hour ago towards the middle, and they're going to find the kill dumau. He goes down. What a ridiculous round from daviG. In spite of everything, I mean, he got a triple kill this round already, but more so the time that he bought and just how much confusion that he caused on that CT side. It is going to be a 15th round now on the side of Movistar.
Not bad, not bad. Good idea from GODSENT there, but they're working with just such limited utility and not the best weaponry. If a couple of the players, maybe dumau had a rifle or just a couple more guns there, could have worked out for GODSENT, but they couldn't quite finish off all the kills that they needed to. This one in particular, that was big, and I'm surprised that dumau got caught off right there, given that Taco just saw that player rounding the corner, but I'm sure the comm was just coming out, and he didn't spin in time.
Yeah, it must have been really, really close. Unfortunate. Now they need to go on a 7-round run.
Yep.
It doesn't really feel like that's going to happen. Unlikely to say the least. Their weapons in this round not that great either. The combination right now of Alex and daviG is just really hard to stop. They are doing so much damage.
Some unlikely suspects. I mean, daviG is working off the back of being a B anchor, and that's where he builds up so much confidence in this game. Not usually the guy you expect to have 30 kills.
Definitely not. Speaking of confidence, Alex up from underpass, clearing out connector on his own, basically no backup, just all over the place, and they're so deep in there. Yeah, they're feeling the game in a big way right now. They kind of know this is done.
Oh, look at this. This is so grimy. Henny is he going to even expect? Okay, all right, latto cleans it up. Makes things a little bit easier for his teammate, but Barton, this is an essential win for him, and he gets it.
Job done. UMP of all weapons. Molotov there. Smoke will afford him a bit of space, so he was actually looking a little bit forward into the future and able to read that. Pretty good stuff. 3-on-3 still, and Barton's back for a little bit more action. Or if he swung a bit wider with that UMP, he definitely would have had the kill. Also would expose him maybe to a follow-up. Alex has walked in towards connector, so they got to be careful. Flashbang is in, and it worked on Sunpayas. He was flashed, but he still got the kill on Henny. And Barton, he's being slowly pushed from every angle now. Oh. He's still able to get the kill. That's actually a really good job, and they're going to be able to turn it around and win the round. Barton, I mean, I'm even shocked that he got even maybe the first kill, but the follow-up was really, really cool.
If there's one thing I'm going to take about the individuals from GODSENT in this game is that Barton is really good under pressure like that. It feels like every time I've seen him so far in this series with just tucked in under a single piece of cover, he can either stay alive for such a long duration or come up with 2 kills. And that's just such a valuable skill set for an anchor player.
Yeah, most people I think in that position would have eventually swung really wide and be like, okay, I am essentially dead. Let me get one last fight here, and then yeah, he kind of proved you just stay hidden for a long time. It's hard to deal with.
He's so calm in that space.
I feel like this would be a classic round to lose if you're on the GODSENT side, though. You're up against just Eagles.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been going too well for them, but maybe they'll keep the game competitive, get themselves to double digits. Oh, that almost got timing right there. But in actuality, this should be a pretty clean GODSENT cleanup. You have the superior weaponry, and what's nice about winning this kind of round is you could probably upgrade that FAMAS if you keep enough players alive.
Yep, true. latto, yeah, if you get back around the corner, all right, that's actually really well controlled. A bit uncomfortable when he's out in the open like that, just in case they double swing against him. He spins around for another couple of kills. Good quad on him.
Yep.
15-10. And it was just 15-8. So they're starting to walk it back in the right direction.
Right, pressure's not there quite yet for Movistar to finish this game out, but it's rearing its head. The comeback it's approaching.
Yeah, they're starting to do, I mean, a little bit more work. Still, the full run back, I don't know if I'm really buying it yet. I'm gonna have to see a lot more. I have to be more impressed still. But if they can keep the economy going this way, at least that's something to work with. Henny, a little bit forward with that AWP. I like that. But I think of someone AWPing this position, I think of Fallen.
Yes.
One of my favorite things to watch.
Usually you get FNX right to his left. That was the 2015-16 classic for those two. The close ramp setup. People even usually call it the Fallen setup. And in fact, it usually screws people trying to run it today because everybody's seen it so many times now.
Yeah. This is really, really cool. If you went around at that point in time, I wonder if there's a way to go back and... I mean, obviously the VODs are out there somewhere, I guess, but that could be a fun experience if you've never seen it in action. Barton and Henny in the A-bomb site for the minute. And Movistar are setting up outside. They have a bit of mid-control. Could be a really cool pinch that's coming in here, especially if they can block out dumau and sort of keep him in window. It's going to be hard to hold this 2 versus 5, essentially.
Yeah, this is looking to be a solid A pinch. So a lot of this does come down to dumau. That's an excellent smoke timing from Barton, I must say. He's been spammed through this before, though, so he can't get too comfortable. That bullet just whizzed by his back, almost taking him down. But he doesn't want to get sprayed this time. You can see he's not even facing the smoke entirely. And this is it. 20 seconds. Barton, he's under pressure.
There's not a lot of time for this, surely. 10 seconds now, and yeah, they're going to have to basically just run onto the site, and they get swiped trying to do it. latto with a good couple of kills there. I understand going through the smoke is going to be tricky, but man.
Eventually it either has to happen or you do just call the save. A lot of... It sucks, but a lot of teams weirdly would probably have called the save. Yeah. Once that molly came down with 15 seconds left, it's very hard to justify that. And you can see that Movistar, they're getting frustrated now. GODSENT are getting in their heads.
3 rounds in a row. It's, yeah, the pressure is starting to mount. They probably already, hopefully they weren't, but you can start to feel like it's kind of already done. Like, we already did this. It's already won.
One thing I have to bring up about Barton, the fact that he had a smoke and a molly with 30 seconds left in the round, just it shows how confident he is to just hold his position without utility. So many players, especially in a high pressure moment when it's 15 rounds for the other team, you want to dump that nade. You want to throw that last smoke, that last molly a little bit earlier, but he held on, and that is a very admirable trait, once again, for the anchor of GODSENT.
And those grenades, they just become more and more valuable the less time that's left on the enemy clock, obviously. So huge stuff. Not really seeing anyone, but he's doing a little bit of damage at the very least. Barton's covering the other side, making sure that no one could swing against his teammate that was spamming through the smoke. Well, pass. Ooh, timing is a little bit scary here. Barton's still alive though. Eventually will go down. Death coming in with a kill there. And they're gonna get a bomb plant. They need to scramble and try and find a gun somewhere, because I don't think the pistols will quite do it. Mopaz has picked up an M4. He's stuck in shadow, and yeah, he can't really do anything in that position. So, fair play. I mean, and from Movistar, it's still pretty good to get the bomb down, but they weren't close to winning that round.
Only a couple more opportunities here for Movistar to close this out in regulation. Should have 2 more gun rounds if they follow normal economic procedures.
And the mental switch that I if you don't end up winning in regulation, I mean, it obviously, GODSENT are going to be super excited.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Is that a hand warmer by his mousepad? Okay, well, we'll look at another time.
The technology is improving all the time.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, nothing through the smoke, but they do go for a little bit of a boost. Henny trying to get into position. Taco has another AWP, so they wanted to run this earlier, I think, on Nuke, and it didn't really work out necessarily. They're back to it again here. Ooh, there's a lot of damage in the middle of the follow-up. Nade, and it blows up Alex. A fantastic target to hit.
Oh, but look at this. daviG's inserted himself into the jungle. I don't think GODSENT are aware that this is a possibility. There might have been a timing that they recognize, but okay, they do think somebody could have gotten a window, which is essentially going to be the same procedures.
It's possible. It does feel like he kind of has a lottery ticket with the winning numbers on, but he has to cash it in still. It's not quite there.
Okay, they're playing for him to cut off rotations, it looks like, as they make a B hit their main focal point in this round. Okay, so he's gonna have, so they're gonna have to get into B though, and Taco's posted up with an op right now. This position of daviG might not even matter if Taco finds a couple kills.
Yeah, it could be completely irrelevant, and then we just forget that we talked about it. Or, you're right, if they push in here and find it, they're gonna have to rotate around daviG essentially.
Oh, wow.
Nice opening, Sunpaeus. Not many kills on him. That was his 9th kill in this map, but that's a big one, and there's daviG controlling it in the middle, picking up a kill. That's gonna be hard to deal with. Des with a headshot as well. Orb on the other side, big double kill, and Henny is on his own, and he can't even really catch daviG. That actually worked out. That was a real, they had to thread that needle perfectly.
That entry from Sunpaeus is massive, and now Henny, he's got so much on his shoulders. daviG comes up with a 3-piece to close things out as Movistar take the series to kick off their ESL Pro League Season 15 campaign.
Wow, that's unexpected, but a really, really cool showing. It did take all 3 maps, and even towards the end.